Maria Bartiromo. Let me just read this to you, okay? And this is kind of Maria Bartiromo confronts DeSantis on 2024 campaign. What happened, right? This is a Newsweek story. And if you want to pull up the clip, if you actually have the clip, I don't know if you got it or not, if you can just go to that part where she asked the question, is this, this is the part. Go ahead and play it. Watch this.
Back against woke, we know that, but I'm wondering what's going on with your campaign. There was a lot of optimism about you running for president earlier in the year, but here's this weekend's headline from the Politico playbook: failure to launch. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign to topple Donald Trump has stalled. We are way behind, says a top DeSantis PAC official, sounding the alarm. What happened?
Maria, these are narratives. The media does not want me to be the nominee. I think that's very, very clear. Why? Because they know I'll beat Biden, but even more importantly, they know I will actually deliver on all these things. We will stop the invasion at the border. We'll take on the drug cartels. We'll curtail the administrative state. We'll get spending under control. We'll do all the things that they don't want to see done. And so they're going to continue doing the type of narrative. I can tell you, we understand this is a state-by-state process. We've had incredible support in the early states, building an organization, signing up the key people that you need to be able to compete in a place like Iowa. We just launched our mom.
Okay, you can pause it right there. Here's the thing. By the way, he ain't lying, meaning he would make one hell of a president.
I agree.
He would have incredible policies. He would do all of those things. But you're going up against a guy that's a marketer, and your marketing team sucks.
Yeah.
You've been saying that for how long?
Absolutely sucks
He doesn't
since
have
the book came out.
The razzle-dazzle of Trump. He needs to throw in some horse faces here and there.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Horse face, like a comment?
No, like Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, you know.
Some excitement.
He needs some little coming up. I hooked up with DeSantis 17 years ago.
Some gay,
he needs
like,
that to
even
get.
even a gay guy going, yeah.
That's even more
just come out.
You are so funny.
A gay guy blew you?
No,
Go on.
but you know what it is? Here's the part. The point I'm trying to make is, you know, so there's one, you have an incredible resume. Check, you have it. Two is, you're going into the interview, okay? The person you already got the interview, like you got the people, you're being considered for the job. You're a finalist. You're in the top 3 finalists to be considered for the job. So the resume got you into the interview. Then you have to crush the interview, and you ruin the interview. If Trump goes in with the resume, and then he goes in the interview, that's where he shines. He's shining when the interview begins. This guy's like, here's my resume. Let me tell you what I've done. This is why you should pick me. That's not how America works.
Well, it's funny because for so long, people have been critical of Trump being unpredictable, kind of brash and abrasive. But it turns out that maybe you need a candidate with at least a little bit of that, because you have someone like Ron DeSantis. I like Trump. I like Ron DeSantis. I don't think it needs to be either or. But he doesn't have the same star power, the same charisma, which in politics, let's be real, of course that matters. By the
way, okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. The star power. By the way, his team, I've communicated with both teams, with Trump's team, with his team, with RFK's team, with Vivek's team. We're in communication with every one of the teams.
Suarez.
Do you know which team sucks in follow-up or getting back to us? They text, in a text, and then boom. Okay, I'm available this afternoon. Great. No follow-up for 2 weeks. They're the worst in follow-up. It's a reflection of the brand. It's not a good look. And this is not like it's a small podcast. We got 17 subscribers and you're doing this with. We got a platform to say this to the market. Your follow-up sucks with people that are reaching out to you. And we communicate with every campaign. So you're talking about, and FYI, I keep saying this. We came here because of this guy. Mm-hmm. We're in Florida because of this guy. I've moved, I don't know how many people we moved out. If I tell you, in the last 26 months, 28 months, if I tell you 1,500 people have moved to Florida because of what we've done, that would be a small number. We've moved a couple thousand people to Florida with the amount of times we've raved about him, raved about the state. We've moved people to the state. And these are high-quality people that we move to the state. These are not non-performing people. These are job creators, entrepreneurs that we have moved to this state. There is support there. You're saying you have to be able to sell yourself, right? Okay. Let me give you another example of somebody that I think campaign to campaign, Vivek is crushing their campaign. And Vivek had nothing. Who was Vivek?
Well, I mean, he was a best-selling author, multi-millionaire entrepreneur.
No, but the difference is, but the difference is, let me put it to you this way. Day one, when Vivek announced he's running for office, do you know what his Twitter account was at? 40,000 followers, 60,000 followers. I'm sorry, even the woke book he wrote, it didn't blow up. Can you go to Amazon? Go to Amazon and type in Vivek. Go to Amazon and type in Vivek. We had him on, and he and I, we spoke yesterday. Go him on and put his name there. Okay. When he first came out with his woke book, just type in Vivek Ramaswamy and go to his book. Okay, how many, what is that? That's Vivek. What year? 2023? How many months ago?
Yeah, this book came out April of 2023. It has
57 reviews. Okay, go to the next book. By the way, 57 reviews. To be fair, guys, and I like this guy, that's nothing. Nation of Victims, how many reviews is that? 372 reviews a year ago. That's barely selling 30,000 copies, by the way, just so you know that number on Amazon. That's nothing. But what has this guy done? Here's what he's done. He went on Charlemagne the God, The Breakfast Club. You know what they tried to do to him? Destroy him. You know what he did? He stood his ground. He went on news.
CNN. Yeah.
Same with CNN. He went on CNN. He's gone everywhere. He's not said no to anything. And he stood his ground. When Don Lemon tried to embarrass him, he stood his ground. He says, that's fine. You can believe that, but we can disagree. And he was so respectful about it. The way Ramaswamy went out there saying, I'm not afraid. Him and RFK get A's in the way they've gone out talking. DeSantis' camp is thinking they're entitled to that, to the throne, and you don't get the championship ring given to you. You got to go earn that stuff. By the way, whether you're injured, whether you're not in the mood, when you go into the playoffs in sports, what happens during playoffs? What does everybody say during playoffs when people do the interviews? Like when Joel Embiid says, well, I was really hurt and I was this. You know what champions say? Listen, when you're in the playoffs, everybody is at 50%, 60%. Everybody's dealing with an injury. You got a finger, you got a knee, you got a back, you got a this, you got a that. You don't have a choice. You have to show up in the playoffs, right? It's very disappointing. And by the way, yesterday we were having this conversation with a group of people, and some of the guys said he's the modern-day Jeb Bush, and he's a modern-day Scott Walker.
That's not fair.
Hang on a second. The modern-day Jeb Bush and a modern-day Scott Walker, not because of resume. His resume is possibly the greatest governor in the last 30 years. Since I've been in America, no one's got a better resume than him. But his campaign is Jeb Bush and Scott Walker 2.0.
And Pat, you've been saying this, Pat, not to cut you off. You've been saying this for how long about the marketing team and everything about him? My question is, as being at the candidate, being DeSantis, how does he not see it? Are you not hearing? Like she just said it. The people are seeing. Your numbers are showing it. Does he need to just do a complete shift, Pat, and like fire somebody or hire a better marketing team? They are horrible. How are they not texting somebody back that is like, yo, I have this platform, millions.
It's not just I have a platform. I'll do a fundraiser for you. Yeah. We'll raise a ton of money. Yeah. We'll get you eyeballs. We'll have a fair interview with you because we respect you. Let's have this exchange. Multiple times the team doesn't get back. Not one time. I'm not going to give names yet. Okay. But I'm going to give names within a year. Okay. Multiple times they don't get back to you. Yeah. Multiple times they don't get back to you. And by the way, I'm not the only one saying it as well. Megyn Kelly, I say Megyn Kelly is one of the greatest. She's a top 5 in the last 10 years. What are you doing not going on Megyn Kelly? What are you doing not going on any of this stuff? What are you doing not going on Lex Free? I don't know. Has Lex done a podcast with DeSantis yet?
No, I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Can you look it up? What are you doing not going on Lex? Lex is a very, very nice guy. Yep. Lex is a sweetheart of a guy that's going to ask you questions, but he's so respectful about it. How come you haven't gone on Lex?
And he'll be fair to you as well. Can I just give some quick numbers just to validate exactly what you're saying? In February, what month are we in right now? July?
Yeah.
So less than 6 months ago, go up, Rob, just to the top left. Who's the head of the Republican primary polls? Boom. In February, between Trump and DeSantis, neck and neck. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. To the left. One was at 38%, one was at 42%. Anyone's race in February. Failure to launch. What do they call his campaign? His book came out 6 months before he actually announced. Pat's called out his marketing team. Now go all the way to the right. Just look at the numbers. Trump's at 52%. DeSantis has plummeted from 38 down to, what is that? Less than 20? 24? What is that, Rob?
Doesn't say here on the chart, but it's hovering right around between 23.
So the point is this. Whatever he's doing, it's fair to say is not working.
So he should change. He should change things up. Even
you got to adjust. You got to adapt.
Yeah, I'm in Florida for TYSON.
You got to go into halftime and say, listen, guys, someone's got to give a halftime speech. Change it up a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Florida for TPUSA, and we have a sister organization, Turning Point Action. There's a huge conference. I mean, Trump is speaking. Tucker Carlson is speaking. DeSantis isn't speaking. I'm not part of that organization. You know, it's just they're separate because
Is DeSantis really not speaking?
He's not speaking. I mean, he hasn't been announced yet. And some people who are wondering why he isn't there. Is it because he doesn't want to go in the same event, be speaking with Trump? And I don't know, but I would love to see more of him because he's been one of, like you said, the most effective governors. He's been aggressive in his policy, which I love. He's not one of these Republicans who is simply trying to be on offense all the time. He's actually saying, okay, parental rights and education, boom, let's do it. Let's go after Disney. We're not just going to talk, which I love. I've been in communication with his administration. There was a video that I shared of this topless trans stripper with she looked like 4 years old. It wasn't just talk for the campaign. They're actually doing things about it. They're trying to do an investigation, see if they should keep their liquor license. I love how effective they are. But like you said, the campaign, it's
got to show up. Listen, when you get to the interview, you best deliver when you're sitting across the decision maker. You know who the decision maker right now is? America. And Americans right now are saying, no, you're not fit for the job yet. Maybe never. FYI. I will never forget when the Pacers are playing the Miami Heat and timeout is called, Indiana is up 1. This is game 2. Game 3, they're about to go up 2-1.
This is 2012.
Yes.
Wow.
11 years ago.
Nice.
Okay. They're up 1. Coach Vogel takes out Roy Hibbert, who was the center of starter all-star game that year.
Roy Hibbert.
He takes Hibbert out. And like, what are you doing? There's 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Hibbert's on the sideline shaking his head. What are you doing taking me out? Miami takes the ball, gives it to LeBron at the free throw line. LeBron goes this way, fakes, going with a left hand. They win the game. Afterwards, they're talking TNT. And Chuck says, well, you know, Frank's got to tell him right now, we're so close, and this is our chance to go to the championship. And Kenny Smith says, no, Charles, I disagree. He says, what do you mean you disagree? He says, this may have been their last chance to ever win a championship.
Wow.
These players don't realize when you get an opportunity like this, championships are not handed out. You should have kept Hibbert in. What are you doing taking him out? Guess what? He was right. Hibbert went like this after that. Nobody ever talked about him again. And that entire team, Paul George, everybody, they had collapsed, Vogel, everybody went all over the place. This idea of thinking, well, if this doesn't work, we'll do 28. If this doesn't work, Skywalker, this doesn't work. Jet Bush doesn't work. No, this is not how life works. You have the sickest resume today. You crushed it under COVID. You even had NBA, like the storytelling. Why are you not talking about the most liberal BLM? Think about the hypocrisy. NBA had BLM all over the place. And as much as that BLM all over the place, they chose to hold the All-Star game in your state while you're the governor. How the hell are you not telling that story? You crushed it, and you're not telling that story. I don't understand this stuff. It's so confusing. This should have been like this. Trump and DeSantis should have been like this. And by the way, that's better for America if it would have been like this because they're pushing issues. There is no issues right now. We're not hearing any issues right now. All we're seeing is this. It's over for most people. Some people say, why should even Trump get on the stage? Can you imagine if Trump doesn't even get on the stage?
He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to get on the stage. It was like, Maria asked him a question, are you going to be on the stage? So, well, yeah, of course, I'm going to be doing the debate. But this is, you have to win by the state and all this other stuff. No, not for president. Yes, it's by state, but not for Republican. That's for...
Yep.
Anyway, so it's a whole different story on what's going on here. So for me, Trump goes on Rogan. He's going to put on a show. You know what he's going to do? He's going to do flattery. Joe, you're the greatest. You know, this, that. All of that stuff's going to happen. They're going to connect. They're going to laugh. He's going to make Joe laugh his ass off. Those clips are going to be put up. At the end of it, Joe's probably, hey, sir, I got to tell you my position here, but I really enjoyed you with you. Hopefully, you're going to kind of tone it down a little bit with the way you do this with tweets. He says, I'm working on it, and then boom, the world's going to see that and humanize him, and the rest is history. These are some of the things that if Trump gets that opportunity to be on Joe, he'll capitalize.
I think so, too. Can I just add one thing? Because I know our audience isn't a sports audience. So
I'm not going to lie. That was lost on me.
No. But
I like the passion.
I get that. But here's the deal. what he's saying is carpe diem. Seize the mother frickin' day. In February, here are the numbers. 40% Trump, 38% DeSantis. Now it's 52-21. He tells this random 2012 NBA playoff story as a metaphor. The Indiana Pacers were this close to dethroning to the Miami Heat and LeBron James. What has happened since then? Since this stupid decision that the coach made? Indiana Pacers have barely even made it the playoffs. That team has been dismantled. Danny Granger, Paul George, Roy Hibbert is out of the league. Meanwhile, LeBron James, a.k.a. Trump in this story, has won 4 NBA championships since then. He's still the face of the league. Meanwhile, the other players are out of the freaking league. He also brought up Scott Walker, Jeb Bush. These people are in the dustbin of history. And that could potentially happen to DeSantis if he doesn't carpe diem.
No. Yeah, you don't get a second chance.
Do you think he should have waited until the next election cycle?
No, not at all.
Because a lot of people are saying, hey,
I'm sorry, till the next election's out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you should have waited to go on later.
Oh, no.
You're saying to go 2028. Okay, that's a very good question. I think he should have ran because you're going to forget. We forget things very quickly. America, as much as America can bitch and complain, we're so forgiven so quickly and we move on. You know, we like to see you fall, but we like you come up even more. We love redemption stories. This is America. America's a place that we're like, hey, man, you're a loser, you're a moron. Did you see? Oh, shit, I feel bad. Hey, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. That's America, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of America. So that's what's going to happen with Trump. But he had his moment. It was so clear. Yeah. So clear. Marketing team sucked. Who was in his ear sucked. Whoever he hired. It's unfortunate. And by the way, again, this is coming from an community who are fans, who are supporters, who voted unanimously, like in every possible way. It's for you, and you did this.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.